Hey guys, lovely to have you with me today. My name is Susannah Cole. If you've never been on my YouTube channel, welcome. If you're one of my regulars, yay, kudos to you and well done for your commitment. So my background is I've done a lot of property, flipped a load of properties. At one point I had 30 flips on the go at the same point. It was quite stressful, but I've developed up systems to make property relatively easy, simple and straightforward, and you can get quite a lot of those systems from my website, which is called thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk. And of course, remember to like and subscribe on this website. But let's come to the question of, I only want to flip, I don't want to keep any properties. Is this a bad idea? Yes! You knew I was going to say that. Why? Well, let's think first about what it is you're looking to achieve. Flipping is an amazing way of making seriously high levels of cash in property. Like an average 300 grand house, the average house in the UK, you flip that at the average markup, which is 20% markup, you'll be making like 50 to 60 grand profit. Do 2 of them a year, you're on 100 grand, 120 grand. So flipping is brilliant for that. But if you're looking to achieve a life of freedom, that whole quadrant of, remember Rich Dad Poor Dad, employed, self-employed, business owner, and investor. There's only one quadrant out of 4 that you've got financial freedom where you can totally live life on your terms. And I'm more or less at that. I mean, every now and again I kind of slip back to business owner, but I'm more or less at that location. So I went from employed to self-employed. I used to run fair trade businesses in my 20s, and I have had 4 jobs in my life. I then went into a business owner and I ran a deal packaging, deal sourcing, flipping joint venture business. And then I bought my properties and my assets pay my income. I'm here in Barcelona. I live half the time in Barcelona, half the time in Bristol. I go to the sea a lot. I swim every day in the sea. I have a glorious life, and the properties pay for that life. So I'm very much in that investor quadrant. So if you're looking to live life on your terms, financial freedom, make choices, not have your hands tied to money, then you definitely need to use the cash to buy assets so that they can give you assets for the rest of your life. And then I'm going to quote you someday. I can't quote you totally because I'll get thrown off YouTube. But a property friend of mine called Richard, if you're watching, hello. I really like Richard. Now, Richard is known for not having a filter and saying it as it is. I quite like that trait in a human being. So he said a very rude word. He said, me, Suze. And this is verbatim what he said to me, and he was totally right. He went, me, Suze, when I met you, I knew an awful lot about property and you knew very little. And here we are, less than a decade later, because he'd had some developments that hadn't necessarily always gone particularly well. You're sat there being a multimillionaire and I'm not, because I did developments and had a couple that went badly. And he said, when you were continuing to kind of give me jip about keeping properties and renting them out, I just thought, boring. Slippers. And now I'm sitting looking at you and I'm like, yeah. And I loved that honesty. It did make me laugh because it's totally true. He knew and probably still does know a lot more than me, but I had the strategy of tucking some under my belt and just constantly adding to my property portfolio, where he had the big chess strategy of going for flips. So what I want you to do, I want you to do a balance. Buy 5, keep 3, sell 2. Buy 5, keep 2, sell 3. That's right, isn't it? So now let's look at why flipping is a risk if the only thing you do is flipping. But I still want you to flip. I want you to make a minimum 100 grand a year on your flipping projects without even thinking about it, okay? Because what that means is you can feed your property business and your property business can feed itself, and you just live off the flip and buy yourself your cars and your holidays and all your fun times off the flip. Here are some reasons why flipping on its own, without running a concurrent investment strategy to keep properties to pay you rent for the rest of your life, isn't a great idea. Ready? It's market dependent, so it is harder to flip in a recession. I've done loads of videos for you on that, so definitely have a look at the flipping channel, the flipping playlist, but it is market dependent. It's harder to do in a recession. When you stop, the money stops. It's still a rat race strategy because the money is tied to your hands and your labor. You make amazing money, but you're still in a rat race, not financial freedom. you're not taking advantage of leverage. Now, leverage meaning the buy-to-let mortgages offered by the banks that allows you to put in 25% and the banks put in 75%, and you have title to the house. Over the coming years you pay the house down, but you benefit from all the rent coming in. Yes, you got to pay some of the mortgage. And in the early days, leverage is your friend, and be careful because it can bite you in the bum. I like to pay down my houses. I've got multiple houses completely paid off, but leverage is your friend. And by flipping, you're not, yeah, you can bridge, but you're not taking advantage of long-term leverage. Reason number 4 why only flipping is a mistake, you want to do both, is you'll get used to the lifestyle. You'll make a lot of money really quickly. You should be making a 6-figure income in your first year. I have a friend here in Spain, Lucretia, who's a brilliant woman, and we went out for lunch last week with my son's girlfriend, her husband, had a lovely time. Saw a couple of her projects. It was part of the whole thing of not educating, but mentoring my son, and it was great for him to meet her. And they're really honest. They're like, we've done 30 projects. You know, they picked us up in an enormous BMW. My son was like, whoa, like the car. Yeah, because, you know, and I was going to say, because I drive a Mini Cooper and he doesn't like Mini Coopers, he's 6 foot. But they're really honest. They're like, we've totally got used to this lifestyle. We're flipping 6 a year every year. We're totally used to this lifestyle. It's really hard for us to cut back now and put some of the cash that we earn flipping into a long-term property portfolio because we like the lifestyle. It's easier to buy properties all the way along, so you know straight away that you've got a little bit of delayed gratification. So I'm kind of wrestling with their mentality because I think it'll be better for them long-term if they keep some properties as well. And the 5th one, I'm just going to hit you in the wallet. If you only flip, you're actually not taking the best financial advantage of property, which is capital growth. So let's just do a scenario. Let's say you got £10 million worth of property. Last year, property went up by over 10%. If you lay on that sofa back there, as I did last year, because I was just recovering from quite a serious diagnosis and, you know, treatment and blah, 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 I'm perfectly fine now. Long may it last. If you had a £10 million property portfolio, your wealth would have gone up by £1 million last year, 10%, if you had retained property. You just needed to have lay on the sofa because of the capital growth. My properties, every single one of them has doubled, some of them have tripled. Now, to be fair, I bought them all discounted, but every single one of them has doubled and some have tripled, and they did that in around about 8 to 10 years. And on average, it's said that properties will double every kind of 7 to 10 years. So the biggest thing you're losing out on is that long-term, delayed gratification, capital growth. And once you've got a sizable property portfolio, 10 million, 20 million, you know, at 10%, that's £1 million, at 5%, that's £500,000. And it's clear that properties can easily, comfortably go up by 5% a year. So those are 5 reasons why flipping is an amazing thing to do, but I want you to couple it with actually owning assets as well. So if I'm talking sense, if I'm not, well, I'm not, I do talk sense just because I've done it. So I've made the mistakes, and I've also taught a lot of people, thousands of people, and I've seen other people make mistakes as well as be really successful. And I just have decided a long time ago, I'm not going to be a sausage machine of education. I want to be high quality. So I want to give you the best advice to my best knowledge for your long-term life, not your short-term, let me grab it today. I've created, from all of my knowledge, tremendous online programs for you so that you can download them immediately, get instant access to them, and they're on my website. And I've divided the sections at the moment into flip, obviously, deal source, find investors, get started. Then I've got my fantastic academies. I've got checklists for you. I've got packs for you to download. I've got on-demand webinars, and I've got occasionally, I bumped the camera. Occasionally I've got live webinars as well. So I want you to go and have a really good look at thegoodpropertycompany.co.uk, because I've really tried to transfer all of my knowledge over there for you so that you can really get started. Do flip. Don't let me put you off. It's just that I want you to flip and buy for long-term keep as well. Good luck to you. And remember to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. Good luck to you. I hope you enjoyed that vid. There is a 101 lessons pack if you haven't downloaded it already. 102 pages. I don't stint. If you just click on the link over there, you can download it now.